Hello and welcome to the Arsenal Bite Size Podcast. I'm your host, Clayton, and what a weekend we have had in store for the Arsenal. Not that they're relevant to us right now, but it's always funny to see Man United losing 3-1 at Brentford, Chelsea losing at home to Brighton 3-1 at Selhurst Park. It looked like it was maybe going to be a repeat. Palace going 1-0 up, Liverpool bringing it back 87th minute, and this time your defense is in trouble. Mr. Nketiah comes in with the goal. And then, of course, Arsenal deliver on Sunday. 1-0 down, 2-1 up. Uncle Mike, does it come any better than a last-minute winner at St. James's Park?
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And if as Arsenal fans we can't enjoy that, then we're never going to enjoy a weekend better. I just need to add to that: England women won the Rugby World Cup.
Oh, nice.
Europe won the Ryder Cup, and my NFL team, the Chiefs, they won as well. So it was a top weekend. We forget to add Welbeck scored against Chelsea as well.
He did.
So we have to mention Welbs. So it was just a brilliant weekend of sport that when it goes your way, it just feels so sweet, doesn't it? Because we've been on the end of it where it hasn't been our way. So yeah it's a lot to get into this game.
Oh, for sure. And we will get into it. But at one point, I was thinking, not again. Just like I thought we were playing really well. They score against the run of play from like a mistake from us, and then I'm thinking, here we go. I've seen this script before, and then I don't know. We'll get into it, but I did have this feeling that the goal was coming, which is different to what I felt before in these type of games and stuff. But I think it's just like I really hate Newcastle. I can't explain why. I just don't want to waste time on it.
I was going to say exactly the same.
Like I really, really hate them. Like they're
up there. They're up there now. Like obviously, you got historically. It's for me. It will always be Spurs. It will always be Spurs. That will never be matched.
And United,
and then slightly below it's United. And then recently, obviously, you've got your City have come into the equation. And
I don't hate City though.
But I do. But that's really it's a really weird thing for me because when some people don't know, but I live in Manchester. I lived here for 16 years now, and when I first moved up here, I really sort of latched onto the City fan base because they were sort of not the City that they are now. We're going back. First year I came here, Adebayor had scored that goal against us literally 2 weeks.
That was 16 years ago. Bloody hell.
Yeah, 2 weeks before I moved here. So I kind of got the City vibe. But yeah, I do hate them now. But Newcastle, and we can talk about it, is where it did. Where do you think it started from?
I think it started that Monday night game a few years ago.
When we were top four, and Xhaka had the interview after, didn't he? And we just lost to Spurs, didn't we? On the previous Wednesday or whatever. And then Xhaka came out and said there were some players that didn't have the cojones, basically.
But to be honest,
and it was from there. It was from there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna. That's the game that came to mind, but I can't. I don't know.
I just think they revelled in the fact but bear in mind, back then they were sort of had top four aspirations like we were, and we weren't the team that we or squad that we are now, and we were going for top four, and that was that year. It was almost a year too early for both us and Tottenham, whoever got through to the Champions League. But we really got done over. I think it was the Tomiyasu or did he get sent off against Spurs, and then
I can't remember.
Cedric gave away a dodgy penalty against.
I remember the Cedric one. Oh no, it was holding off, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry. And then 4 days later, we go up there, and that was really the nail in the coffin of any hope that we had. And they revelled in it because they were a top four rival. And I think from then the following year was, I believe, the Disgracio situation. And it's just really ignited from there on all levels: fan base, boardroom, benches. And just on top of that, can you imagine there was us have any chance of prizing Isaac out of them with on a smooth ride? It wasn't just going to happen. So that's why it felt so good, and as well as just to say one more thing, as all of the Arteta, it must be the ball. You know,
Yeah.
there's all that shit that they come at. Like, I was at a Leo Dunford concert and I had Geordies in the crowd who were Newcastle fans singing Mikel Arteta, it must be the ball. And I'm like,
Weird.
so yeah, weird bunch. But yeah, that's where that hatred has ignited. And I think it's more, it was so nice to sort of put one over on them. And they're the ones that are whinging and crying now, and we've done that in the past. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. And on to the actual game. Let's get into it, because this is, well, so for people that don't know, I'm in America at the minute and I have been for about a month now. And this Sunday was the first game I was able to watch because of my schedule. Just start to front, full 90 minutes and, well, 96 minutes. And oh man, it was unbelievable. But
So
like,
where did you watch it?
I ended up just watching it at home. Yeah, because
and you know, are you just so we can get some context? Are you're sharing with a family, or
yes, I'm staying with a host family at the minute. So it's,
and do they know you're a mad Arsenal fan?
Oh yeah, and they're like the dad and the son are big into football as well. Like,
so they got
they get it. They get it.
They understood your screams.
Well, they weren't around for the screams because
right.
the son was playing a game himself and they left, I want to say, when the clock went 55, 60 minutes or something.
So you could scream your head off.
Exactly.
And not worry. Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, it was just really, I was going to go to a supporters club, which is
that's what I was going to ask. Is there any, have you sussed any out there?
I found one, but it was 45 minutes away. And like, again, this is boring context for everyone, but Sunday was my first day off in like 27 days. So I was just exhausted, and I'm quite particular about who I watch football with. So like, I quite like meeting new people and stuff, but if I'm not fully charged up myself, I'm like, that's the worst thing for me. So I just ended up watching it on my own and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But I guess going in the chronological order of the day, starting with the lineups, right? It's I was quite critical of Arteta against Man City and the kind of Merino thing, and I don't know if we're able to quickly say that he's learned a lesson or he's changed or something, but we got the Eze in midfield with Rice and Zubimendi. He went for Calafiori again. Obviously, Saliba played 90 against Port Vale, and I think they're managing him back. But even that, see, I know Mosquera made the error that eventually led to the goal, but when the lineup dropped, I felt very comfortable about him being in there. Trossard again is interesting that he was opted out there on the left, so it's very interesting. I'm not trying to make this comparison, but the Trossard Eze Saka behind next to Gyokeres, and like what Trossard was doing positionally as well, where he was coming so central. Like he was almost in the right side of the pitch at times. It really reminded me of like the Rosicki, the Klebs, the Nasris, like you're kind of just wide pocket tens. Like, because I don't look at Trossard as a touchline winger at all. So I found that interesting.
And that'll be, and just to add to that combo, and we will get onto him because he certainly deserves a mention. If you drop Odegaard into that three, as an Odegaard, Saka, Eze behind your striker, and it was no coincidence that I think Gyokeres had his best game.
Yeah.
But we get into that. But yeah, that was so the lineup. It didn't surprise me, but it was an attacking lineup, which is what the intent was there. We wanted to see that, and I thought we started the game superb. I think we from the first off, it was the intent. You had Eze had a shot very early on, wasn't it? Where it was a great save
with his left foot. He controls it amazing with his right, hits it with his left. Nick Pope got down really well for that.
Got down really well. So yeah, we started off really, really well, and I think we've said it before, and a lot of us, we're all the same. As you can know when Arsenal are on it, and you know when we're not on it. Quite early on, I think you just get that sense in your stomach, don't you? And you could just see that we were going for it. And we said it before the game that the first goal in this particular fixture is incredibly important. And it just felt that we were trying to get that first goal straight away. And I was really encouraged about how we started.
Yeah, no, me too. And I think like, well, I want to try to find the match report so I can find the sequence of things. He said there was I feel like he had another one. There was Trossard where we did a really nice bit of play. He broke away. He hit the post.
That was after the penalty, I think. Yeah, I think that wasn't that after the penalty shout, because the penalty shout was quite early on. So I don't know what minute, but it was quite early on. The penalty. I'm sure it was in the first 15 minutes. The penalty shout.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it was on 14 minutes.
And then the Trossard one was the Trossard was. Yeah, the Eze thing was early. We had Eze had a couple of shots, couple of chances early on. Saka had a cross that went into Pope's hand. He got down the right again.
Yeah, you're right. I'm reading the report now. So it was on 13 minutes. Saka was obviously, I think it was quite a nice move. I think Eze pinged it up into Saka. Saka laid it off or tried to, and then Jacob Murphy passed it back. And Gyokeres obviously went round Pope. And I'm curious. Go on, let's just get into it now. What's your thoughts on that incident?
Well, it's Stonewall penalty, no doubts about it. And it's an absolute scandal that this geezer is allowed to ref our fucking games. I'm still infuriated.
I'm going to upset you.
What? You don't think it's a penalty? Seriously?
I can understand why when you say no. Wait. I can understand.
Right, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the chat. I'm leaving. I've got to go.
No, so it's two-pronged. I can understand why when you look at it, it looks like Pope touches the ball. So I can kind of get that. The thing that annoys me is we've seen Saliba at Brighton where he touches the ball. I think it was João Pedro, and a pen was still given against us. Like that, and my mind's gone blank. There's other examples, but like in isolate, can I be even more honest? Like this isn't what I still think. When it was live in the moment, I thought Gyokeres actually dived, just like the way just the way he felt. It felt a bit unnatural to me.
I can see that there was a little bit of theatrical. It's just his upper body sort of spun around a little bit, didn't it?
The sequence of my brain basically went in live. Oh, he's dived. Not just like, oh, that's going to be a card. Then I saw the replay. I was like, oh, that's a pen. And then, but it's funny because when I saw the replay, it's so funny. You see what you want to see, right? So I'm looking at the replay and I haven't once looked at, oh, Pope's touched the ball. I'm just like, yeah, that's a pen. And then the seed gets planted in my head where I think the commentators and stuff are saying, oh, Pope's touched the ball. So I'm looking for that. And I'm like, oh, crap, I can see that. But again, my issue is that's not a clear and obvious error. So I don't know why they're getting involved. That's my issue.
Yeah, I still can't. And you're so bang on. You see what your eyes want to see, right? I have watched that probably 100 times, and I still cannot see the touch from Pope. I honestly, mate, I haven't seen it once. Not once have I seen this touch. All I see is knee-on-knee contact. Now,
I see that as well.
I see knee-on-knee contact. I'm looking for it. I'm like, where's this touch they're talking about? I can't see it. And but again, that is 100% me being biased. I know that, and I put my hands up that. But okay, we can talk about. I just think it was disgraceful that the ref has given it. And have you heard the NBC commentary?
I haven't actually. I've heard people talking about it, but I've not heard it myself.
So I've listened to it. So the NBC commentary, it sounds like Darren England is trying to guide Gillett why not to give the penalty and explaining to him.
Are you allowed to do that?
That's re-reffing the game.
Yeah.
That is literally you're re-reffing the game. And as Tommy says there, oh, hi mate, good to see you. It says. It's not a clear and obvious error. And it was so nice to see Saka mention that. And it was very, very clever of Arteta as well. He didn't talk about the decision. He spoke about the process. It's the process of this. And I go back to my original point on this arsehole that's allowed to referee our games, is there would be absolutely no world we live in where a declared Arsenal fan, declared with the Premier League,
Liverpool
is allowed to referee 66% or officiate involved in some form of whatever in 66% of a Liverpool team. There would be no way that happens because Tim Stillman said it. I don't know if people on Arsenal Vision, they done a fantastic voice note from the ground.
I listened to that. That was unbelievable.
And he's spot on, mate. It was the actions of a fan whose team lost the day before. And it was, what are we doing here? Why are we allowing? Because whether you believe there's corrupt, and it was so, I did see the picture of him as well in front of the VAR screen with the advertising board saying corruption. And it was an actual advert for, so there was a picture and it said like anti-corrupt. So there's a picture of him standing there, VAR board there, was reviewing it, and there's a big thing in front of him saying corruption. Now, whether we can, I'm probably more on the extreme side. But whether you believe
I'm not quite on the same.
But this is the problem. You leave yourself open.
Yeah.
You leave yourself open. And I said this about a different subject, but I said about Arteta's lineups last week. If you leave yourself open to criticism, then it's going to come your way. And that's what you're doing with this kind of stuff. If you're leaving yourself open to corruption, why is a Liverpool fan who can't referee Everton games because of the bias and the rivalry, why is he allowed to referee an Arsenal game?
Title rival, yeah.
In a title rival. That just cannot happen. So it was just in the end, I was absolutely screaming at the telly, but we've seen this before. And then you could go, you've got Nick Pope saying one thing, well, he's in the school of goalkeepers. You've got Les Ferdinand saying one thing. You've got Jamie Redknapp saying another. Gary Neville saying, and I'm so glad, and that's another reason why I don't listen to those.
Oh yeah, you did a Smooth FM radio.
I done a Smooth FM, man. I'm listening to Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I'm listening to Barry White.
I hope that was playing as Gabriel leapt up.
I'm listening to all kinds, man, just keeping me nice and mellow. And I don't have to listen to all of that going on, because that is the sort of stuff that winds me up. And
let's wind you up even more. Let's just do all the incidents now. So we've done the penalty. Do you think it was a push on Gabriel for their
No.
I thought he was.
He's a giraffe with shit hair, but no, it wasn't a. That's embarrassing by Gabriel.
I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed.
That was a Kivior a couple of years ago. You're looking. That
wasn't even a Kivior. That was a Mustafi. That was Mustafi Aguero at Wembley.
Yeah, man. You're looking at the King of Brazil and he's doing that kind of shit. He was whether he was expecting the push or the shove, or he was just.
Do you know what I think it was? I think he was looking at the cross coming in, and I think he misjudged the flight of the ball, and I think he just chanced it, and he got it wrong. But
that's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing look. It's an embarrassing look.
But so, he made up for it.
Oh, and then go on. Then we'll talk about the push, or the if you're a Geordie, you're thinking he's Mike Tyson and he's landed a square, his right hook on the geezer, but. And then he should be retrospectively banned and all sorts of nonsense.
So, what's your thoughts on that one?
I think he's a silly boy.
Quite lucky. Yeah.
He's a silly boy because, again, use the same example. You leave yourself open to getting a red card from the referee if you do that.
His head was gone after that
it
goal.
Was gone. I think he was embarrassed with himself, and he was just like. But it almost seems like he pushed. I think. Look. Excuse me. I would like to think if Gabriel would wanted to chuck a right hook at the giraffe with shit hair, he could chuck a right hook at him, right?
Yeah.
But he's pushed him, and it sort of slipped up, and he's caught onto his. There was contact. There's definitely contact. I'm not. But whether he want, as I say, the fact that he's been made out, and Sky spent a considerable amount of time after trying to make it into a. Well, I didn't see that energy with Jorginho and Bruno 2 years ago.
So the other one, I still haven't seen this since, and maybe I'm making a bigger deal on this than I need to. Why am I not seeing anything about Lascelles on Gyokeres?
All you're seeing is stills from Arsenal fans replying in Geordie's threads complaining about that. There's been no energy about that, because again, it doesn't fit. And you know what? Okay, there's that, and then we can go on to the penalty. I think that's again, we were quite fortunate.
The Gabriel handball,
with Gabriel, I think we're quite
too.
fortunate with that. I think we're
so
quite
with all of this, you still think it was corruption?
Yes.
Well, we possibly got away with a couple.
Mate, I heard there was reports of Jared Skillett driving away from St James's Park with "You'll Never Walk Alone" blasted out of his car speakers. So I'm not having anything other than that. So yeah, we did get away with that. I think we can see. Not get away with it. I think we were quite lucky. I mean, it was a ricochet,
but his hand was
in quite an unnatural position.
Yeah,
and that was a benefit of VAR. So yeah, but I think the theme. We can look at the theme of the day was set by Joe Linton. 45 seconds in, scissoring Saka. Well, actually, the theme was the theme was set by Newcastle on their Twitter or X page, or the preview for the game had "get into them," right, and a fist. So that was their preview. So they're setting the tone. They're setting the tone as a. They're setting the tone as a club. That's their identity. That's their brand. Fair enough. But don't moan and complain when you get a little bit of. It comes back. That's fine. Yeah. If you want to do that.
Havertz had a swipe at someone a couple of years ago,
that changed Havertz's Arsenal career. That ignited him within. I think suddenly us lot are looking at him going, he cares about this club as much as us, because he was just a Chelsea tag. So
Tommy said thought that was outrageous. I think he may be talking about the tweet, maybe.
Or possible, or maybe, I don't know. But it was just the. Probably the Joe Linton.
Sorry.
45 seconds in, sets the tone.
Well, that's so my mate Andrew, he like regularly watches and joins this show. He texted me before the game saying, "What minute is Joe Linton going to get away with the yellow?" And within the minute, we're texting each other like, "That is ridiculous."
And then he finally gets booked. Sarcastically claps the referee.
Yep, in Europe, he's off.
But you know what was really, really sweet, and I think it's the second week in a row he's done it. Timber, when he absolutely done it on the touchline.
Yeah, he was breakdancing, doing a Van de Ven.
Auditioning for Dancing on Ice, mate. So there's him, and he done Bruno in the same. I think he done it to a Port Vale player.
Mate, Timber is so underrated.
We've got to talk about Timber, mate.
Yeah, but let's get into it. So, what we'll do, we'll go into like the kind of order of the game, and then if we get to the end of it, we haven't talked about someone, we'll give them their fair dues. But we got up to talking about the Gyokeres incident, obviously, and I think after that, that's when you're right. We had the Trossard chance, and I thought we were popping it nicely. Like I spoke on Friday when we previewed the game about. You said, you can't really quieten down this crowd. I said, you can. You just keep the ball. Like, as long as you don't make it that rugby game that, like you say, they're not a very good footballing team. And I thought we were playing some really, really, really good stuff. But then, such is the way with the Arsenal, 34 minutes, Mosquera's facing his own goal, running back towards his own goal even, and shins it, goes out of play. Corner comes in, and that's it. We're 1-0. We're 1-0 down, and you're looking at it, and that's the minute I'm thinking, not again. And I know the stats I'm about to read out are for the whole 90 minutes, but I do think it was reflective of the whole period of the game. To be honest, it was domination from Arsenal. So, like the XG, we had 2.02 to their 0.54. To put up an expected goals of 2 is pretty impressive against a team like Newcastle, and I know a lot of it would have shot
had the best defense. They'd had the best defense up until then. I think they'd only
statistically, I saw that.
So
even the threat, the possession, Phil Tilt, champions of the world, were back. Although, not our best, but we'll take it. But everything was just dominant. It was the performance I wanted to see and what I know we're capable of, which is what I'm trying to forget it. But again, it's why the City game really annoyed me, because I know what this team is capable of. And I think Eze in midfield was so central to that. The wavelength, the technical wavelength he is on is unbelievable with the others. The way he just picks up the ball, he's so casual on it. The combination play he was doing with others, he was central to obviously creating that chance for Trossard. But Yeah, when we went 1-0 down, I was just thinking, oh no, here we go again. And then that's the thing, you kind of see it with Newcastle when what Mike said as well, when you get that first goal in this fixture, it's going to be hard to go and turn it around. And that's where I think the momentum shifted ever so slightly. They started the second half pretty well. Altamada hit the crossbar, I think he did. But like he was flagged for offside. Joe Linton, he had a shot on goal, and it went just past him. But then it was Nick Pope. Nick Pope was just very annoying. He was having a very good game with his saves. I think it was on the 58th minute or something where we were passing it around really nicely, moving him side to side. We had to because all they were doing was camping it in. Zubimendi did an amazing pass. Like the ball was put into Zubimendi and he kind of did it with the outside of the foot and it was spinning into Timber. Timber went in with the header and yeah, Pope somehow saved it. I got a question in from Tommy. He said, are we expecting rotation in the Champions League? We're going to come on to that in a second. We'll cover the Newcastle game and then we'll talk about what we think the lineup will be for Olympiacos. But yeah, going back into it, it was... the hour goes. Obviously, Saliba came on for Mosquera at halftime. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, is that because Mosquera made the mistake? And I didn't think it was because of that. I think it was just a ball progression thing. I think as soon as we knew Newcastle went 1-0 up, we needed to progress the ball better from the back. And I'm not saying Mosquera is bad. I just think Saliba's good at how he does it. So yeah, but then go into the 60th, 70th minute. Newcastle make a triple substitution. We then respond and we bring on Martinelli and Merino for Saka and Calafiori. And I liked this. This was intent. Obviously, the Saka thing, I thought it was just managing his minutes. I again saw a lot of outrage, and I think, in my opinion, he is only capable of so many minutes at a time, and I think 70 was probably more than his max that he's capable of at the minute while we build him back up. So that's all I think that was. Merino came on for Calafiori, and again, I like it. It was taking off a defender for a defensive midfielder, right? But yeah, really good subs. Lascelles came on for Livramento, who unfortunately went off injured. And yeah, I know Saliba went into the back of him there, but I don't think Saliba intended to harm him or anything. But I hope Livramento's injury's not too bad. And then get into the bit where the masterclass started, really. I was just going through the flow of the game, Uncle Mike, up to the 82nd minute where Captain Fantastic comes on. And I've got a graphic on screen from Mark R. StatSpot. And this is basically looking at all of the metrics from after the Odegaard sub. And they essentially just all shot up. His cameo is, I think, one of the best that I've seen him do. Well, obviously, we're not really used to him doing cameos anyway, but our pass completion when he came on rose from 81 to 88%. And the share of touches in the final third increased from 29% to 46%. And what I think was so impressive was, again, Newcastle love to play in this mid-block, right? But when Odegaard came on with the others, we were just able to push them and push them and push them back and have them pinned to eventually where we get that corner. And I know it comes from a corner, but they're already psychologically pinned. There was a couple times where Eze popped, was it Eze or Odegaard into Gyokeres? Like, we got them pinned there. They're not in a mid-block. They're lower because of Odegaard's influence on the game. Gyokeres, we need to talk about him. Remind me if I don't mention him again. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. But the goal comes on the 84th minute. Short corner from Rice, mixing it up a little bit. And what a ball that is. And what a header from Merino. 1-1, 84th minute. Go and get the ball, lads. They did it.
It was such a big impact from Odegaard, wasn't it? Of the way he just managed to push her back, and to slip the balls through. It was so encouraging to see that he came back. Whether he would have made a difference as if he'd played a bit longer, but no, it was really, really good to see. And that goal, what a little touch from Merino though. That's a touch of a strike. That's a touch of a strike, man.
I love this celebration as well. bosh header. he wanted to go and celebrate, and I think even a couple of our players were getting carried away, and then I think the kind of light bulb went in their head. It was like, oh no, go get the ball. And then we made another change, and I saw again this one divided opinion. Lewis Skelly on for Trossard. I liked it. It gave us, I think, when we were chasing the game, when we were losing, when it's 1-1, you need that structure back because you can lose the game. I think at 1-0 down, you'd either rather win the game, obviously, or lose 2-0. Like, you're just going to go for it.
It was a good sub, wasn't it? It was just a good sub. As you say, keep the structure.
And, mate, the ball from Odegaard into Lewis Skelly, oh, my God. Out of this world. It was similar to the Porto one where he played Trossard in, weren't it? And then Trossard scored. And I think if the Lewis Skelly like slightly hesitated, I think there was, I can't remember who it was that was there for the tap in. Martinelli, maybe?
It was, and Gyokeres as well.
Oh, were they?
They're both there, and it was a good tackle. It was a good clearance. So yeah, It was unfortunate because that would have been a nice finish. But just to piss off all the haters, it was just quite kind of sweet to get another set piece goal.
Oh yeah, and I think what made me laugh as well, like fair play to him, Nick Pope, very good in the game, but that sums up his game in my opinion. Gets the ball, bit excited, tries to punt it to Elanga. He's technically awful on the ball, Nick Pope. Straight to us, thank you very much. We go, the ball goes out for a corner. You see Arteta clapping. He's seen the script before. Man City, Tottenham. There's been some big ones. Ball comes in. We see our number 6, King of Brazil, leaping up, and we're leaping up as well. I was going absolutely bonkers. Obviously, people know, well, some people may not know, I've got a cast on at the minute. I was fist pumping like mad, and I'm in a lot of pain.
My dogs just started to trust me, finally. But after he was looking at me like funny when all the other stuff was going on. But when that goal went in, he's upstairs, and it took about 2 hours to come down. So it was, and what a moment! It's just, and it's a real fuck you, you moment. You know what I mean? That's what that was. And I did see a stat. It was the latest we've ever come back from losing a game.
Really?
So you lose. We were losing at 83 minutes, 84 minutes. We were 1-0 down. We've had winners later. But you haven't been losing a game that late. So I can't remember a game.
And I loved, like, I really think that performance deserved a 2-3-0. I do not think that was a 2-1 last minute winner game, but I'm glad it happened that way because of some of the stupid narratives you see. Like, and again, it's what I said on Friday, right? Just win. Just don't give people a reason to talk about you. And that's what we've done. People can't say anything to us today. Because all of the things they like to throw out there, which we know are false on mentality, this, that. So come at us, try it again. Like every single time you win, it heightens the probability that people can't say anything about you. So I just think, despite what people think about the refereeing organizations and stuff, we have got the squad depth and the manager to go and do something very special. That is within our control. We can, despite the crap we have to put up with, we can still outperformance teams 80 to 95% of the time. So just go do it and just win these games. You're on mute.
Sorry. It was so, totally agree. It was just I just think I'm just getting bored with the discourse around our football club that they decide from. It just drives. There's so much. This just seems to me that they never talk about. All right, there's Man United debacle that they do sort of talk about, but it just seems to be the Sky producers and Talk Sport is just like, well, what should we talk about today? Right, okay, let's talk about cowardly Arteta, conservative Arteta. Now it'll be Arsenal bullies. Arsenal got away with a penalty. Arsenal this. We know it. It's never going to change. We just got to get used to it. I suppose it's challenges of this, but it's just so boring that every single week there's it's just a week's worth of media is seems to be generated whatever happens in our game that runs till about Wednesday. And he really needs something big to take us off of the back pages, to change the narrative or to change the subject. So it was such a nice, a big two fingers up, and that must.
I love that it was Gabriel as well.
Yeah, and it must, because that's what I said in my thing on that. It was like the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we've discussed the bad, that he dropped himself on the ground. He had the ugly with the draft, and he scored the goal. So and Saliba celebrating was he's something else, man.
I tried to get it in the thumbnail, but because of the template, it cropped it out. But,
and you know what I like about that picture? What I like about that picture is all the faces in the background. All the sad news. But no, I'm not even concerned. I'm looking at the Newcastle players and how pissed off they are.
When watch the goal back, we got Charles in. Hello, Charles. Hope you're good, mate. Watch the goal back. Pope tries to take a little punch at Saliba. Trippier's face when the ball goes in is gold. I think if there's one player that epitomizes my hatred of this Newcastle group, it's Trippier. Yeah. And another thing, by the way, on the Merino goal, watch Saliba. He goes to do his chaotic tongue out, and he's like, "Oh no, we got to go win this game." He pauses. I was glad he was able to let loose.
He's so funny, Saliba. So yeah,
it's literally just any of us if we score a goal, right?
And obviously we've had the official announcement today, and if you haven't seen it, I'd urge anyone to go out. And we're so good at it, Arsenal. But the media video of him,
I've not actually seen it.
Oh, it's really good. So they've done with loads of locals asking.
I feel so out of the loop of content where I'm in a different time zone now, and just geographically not in my bubble.
So it's really good. So it's a really, they're in the tide and turn around Arsenal. So yeah, it's a good watch. And then he goes on and said, right, let's do this. So yeah, it's fantastic news. Fantastic.
Nice. All right. Well, before we turn to Olympiacos, a couple of stats I've got for you. Do you know who our top goal scorer is across all competitions in 2025?
I'm gonna say it's Gabriel.
Mikel Merino.
No, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mikel Merino on the Arsenal website. 4 of his 9 goals have been headers as well. And no Premier League players scored more headers in this period. That was the only stat I had for you.
Not bad for a CDM.
Yeah, exactly. I know you wanted to talk about a couple players. So before we talk about what our predicted 11s are for Olympiacos, go on, take it away. Jurriën Timber, I know he was the one that you wanted. And Victor Gyokeres we need to talk about as
well. Let's start with Timber. I just think this guy, I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad game. I don't think he's a 7.5, 8. Yeah, 7.5, 8 every single week. And I just moved the fact that he got injured that season, where I think if we had him in the team that season, we win the league. He's that good. He's the best right back in the country for me. Best right
comfortably.
Up there with fuck off people talking about David James. You're jokers. So, but yeah, there's up there with because I think his attacking is getting a bit more refined as well. He's working on those combos, isn't he?
I think his attacking is so overlooked because he's a combination attacker. Yes. I think people just think of attacking as a conventional Ben White overlapping.
Yeah.
But Timber is like a number 10 in the pockets sometimes. Like what you spoke about with Joe Linton and was it Bruno? Like he moves like an attacking midfielder, and he's strong like a defender. He's a unicorn.
He can almost be whatever you want him to be wherever he is on the pitch. He will adopt that position, play in that position, and will look comfortable. He is an unbelievable player. And all I would say is, who will we selling Ben White to next summer, and for how much?
Oh, fuck it hell.
because we're going to need to. That's a conversation for the summer, obviously. But we will need to sell one of a player that I don't want to sell him, but we need to cash in on these players with their peak value. And if Ben White can have a good season with us, I just think the guy's not. You will pick up somewhere else. Mosquera can play in there or whatever. But
so do you remember a few pods ago I said there was someone that I think may get sold next summer?
Yeah,
it was Ben White.
Yeah.
But it wasn't from that, like you just said it like fucking ship him off. I'm like, no, I like him.
Mate, I'm getting the Arteta ruthless streak.
Yeah.
Mate, you've got to be done. Move him on.
Maybe during the international break, let's do a pod where we talk about who could be the opportunistic sells. Because I think that would be a very cool and interesting one to do. And I think that will be a lot of different opinions. But
and onto Gyokeres, I just think the best game he's played for us. His link-up play, he pinned them, he battled them.
His combination play was better than I've just felt he's improving game on game, and it makes me laugh. The narratives around him, right? Like people like, oh, he's a flat track bully. Do you know what? I hope he is because
this is the period. This is the period. We need 6 out of 6 wins. Nothing less is acceptable.
And
6 out of 6. And how many goals would you expect him to score in the next 6 games?
I'd like 6, maybe 2 or a hat trick in one game. Expect a couple of blanks.
Yeah. And I just think he was so good, and that we're learning to we're doing it on the hoof. We're learning to play with him. We're learning, and that 3 behind, we're putting him in a little bit more. We're playing more direct. A lot more direct, and that has been the tweak. And we said it at the start of the season. That's what we've got to see is get that ball up there quicker. And they're learning. And the fact that Eza floats around and sees the space and can put it in here, and he is a much more fluid player than a Martinelli, who will connect players and will bring. We had that relationship with Mateta, so. He looked really good, Gyokeres. Obviously, we want him to get the goals. We want him to get the assists. I think, and it was so unfortunate that it would have been nice to see if he did get the penalty.
Yeah, I think he would have taken it.
And I think he would have smashed it, man.
Yeah, but also, again, it's the tiny details, right? Like, we spoke about that Lewis Skelly cross. Gyokeres would have been there.
Yes.
There was another one where, when Trossard hit the post, Rice was driving. I actually was surprised he didn't play it to Gyokeres because Gyokeres was on the right, and you give it like we saw what he did. Was it against Forest where he just levered it and it hit the post? Like, I think the goals will come for this guy, and I'm not concerned if he doesn't score in the big games. I still think we have enough as a team and as a squad to win these big games. It's against those teams at home that can frustrate us. That's where we haven't had someone to just ruthlessly whack it in. Where we're going to have them pinned consistently, and I think that's the games for him. I've said this so much. Havertz is the big game striker, but he's unavailable right now, and I think Gyokeres is doing well, and he did even better on Sunday. It was
6 shots as well. 6 shots, which is he got accused of no shots against Liverpool, United, and City. 6 shots yesterday. If he carries on banging on 6 shots against West Ham. How many do you think he's going to get against West Ham?
Oh, he'll get a couple,
at home. So I'm not discouraged at all. I think
and on the shots, Eze as well. He came out with 4, didn't he? We didn't even talk about that volley from outside the box. Oh my!
Yes,
God. Technique on that.
So it's good stuff. And we want to see more of it, and we just need. And I think he has Arteta's learning on the go that we can go onto it now because. Big game against West Ham next week, and it would be so. Last season's Arsenal would then be to drop points against West Ham. So we really can't afford that to happen, which I think will influence the lineup. So for Olympiacos. So if you want to go into them,
go for it. Do you have any strong opinions on what you think?
Do you know what? I'm almost like. Well, obviously we'll go with whatever he goes with, but
I honestly don't care what he does for this.
No,
game. I don't. Strong opinions.
And I'd almost trust it. I'm at the point now.
Where's Tommy at? Tommy, let us know. What's Arteta going to do?
Nordgaard. Is it a Nordgaard game? I don't know.
Is it? I mean,
Can I
I
tell
don't
you
know
what? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
what's that?
Not a Norgard, but a Zubamendi rest, a Rice
Yes,
at the
a
base.
Rice at the
Is it an Eze, an Odegaard, and a Rice,
yes,
and you're just
yes,
gonna go pop them off?
yes.
Martinelli on the left.
Yeah, yes, mate. Well, I like that. I like that. And then Miles, give Calafiori a rest, put Miles because they secure it a little bit more there. I like the sound of that, and get up early, get 2 or 3 up hopefully, and put the game to bed. And
Is this
then
a
you
Ben
focus.
White Timber rest?
Yes, yes.
Or
Yeah.
is West Ham under Nuno more of a Ben White holding the width, overlapping, especially if they're going to play 3-5 at the back?
Yeah, that's also a good point. I think because I'm a bit worried about the Nuno bounce.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And I think
I'm not worried about a bounce. I'm just worried that they
Nuno
will be structurally harder to break down.
Yes, and that will, within a week of Nuno, they're going to look a lot more compact and a lot more disciplined, I think, than we were hoping for. Still think they'll be comparable to set pieces, but yeah, I think if you're looking to get a kebab on Wednesday night, you will have no chance, because I think all the kebab shops in North London will be closed, or they'll have the apprentices running them. So yeah, it's a simple. We always play them, don't we? I think we always play Olympiacos.
Just on them, by the way, I've just had a look at their season so far. They're actually undefeated.
Yeah, they struggled against Paphos.
I know you expect that. Well,
they struggled against Paphos.
Yeah, in the Champions League, their first game was, like you say, Paphos, and on the stats, it looks like it was they did batter them. But
because they had a man sent off. Paphos. David Luiz played for Paphos.
26 minutes, they went down to 10 men, and Olympiacos couldn't win. So I think we can expect some changes. There's some familiar players for Olympiacos.
Yes, I think their striker's a bit tasty. Their striker's a bit tasty. He could be cause a problem. Good in the air.
Got Podence there, who was at Wolves for a bit.
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he? So you've got. Yeah. I think I'd be a bit more worried about them. I'm glad in this format you're not playing them away.
Go on, let's do what we're not going to pretend we know about Olympiacos and style and stuff, but let's do 2 things. Predict what you think Arteta will do, and then for once we'll go with what we would do.
As in the game, I like what you.
No, predicted 11. Go on, do your predicted 11, keeper to striker, and then if you were the gaffer, what you would select for Wednesday.
I would do. Do you know what? I'm half even thinking about giving Kepa a game.
Okay, so which one are you doing first? What you think Arteta will do, or what you would do?
Me.
Okay, go for it. What's yours?
Kepa.
Yeah.
Miles. Saliba, Gabriel.
Yeah.
White.
Okay.
Rice. Odegaard, Eze. Saka. Gyokeres has got to play, really. Martinelli.
Okay, I'll do mine as well before we do what we think Arteta will do. I would also go Kepa, to be fair. I would then go... I would go White, Saliba as well, Mosquera, Lewis Skelly. I think that was the back 4. No, other than Timber, that was the back 4 in Bilbao. No, it wasn't at all. Calafiori played, didn't he?
Yes, yeah.
But it was Saliba, Mosquera, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go Kepa, White, Saliba, Mosquera, Lewis Skelly. I would do the Rice, Eze, Odegaard. Fuck it, just go for it. And
you're at home.
I would go. I was going to say Waneri. No, I would go Saka. We need to keep building him up. I would go Saka for an hour, Gyokeres, Martinelli. Now, what do we think Arteta will actually do?
Merino, Norgard.
What's up? Has he done his presser, by the way? I haven't seen anything.
No, I haven't seen it. It must be today. If Nkapia was fit, it's not a bad shout, But
I wonder if he'd take.
I
wonder if he would take a rest from Gabriel, maybe. Yeah, well, because it's Champions League, but it's only Olympiacos at home.
Yeah, I think Charles has just said there, same as Newcastle away, but you put instead of Timber, you've got Rice and Gyokeres, possibly. So that's
So
I
he's
can
saying,
see.
okay.
I can see because we have to be careful of Gyokeres minutes because, as you said earlier, we're missing Havertz so much that
It's an
you're.
international break after the weekend, though.
Is it? So this
I
is the
think so.
last.
I'm sure
Isn't
it
it?
is after
Oh
West
yeah,
Ham.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So then you've got. That's true. But then is he going to play a lot of minutes? But yeah, for international. But yeah, I think. What do you think Arteta does? Do you think Merino's on the pitch?
I think it will be what I think Arteta will do.
Yes.
Is Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Miles. Sorry, I think it will be White, Saliba, Gabriel, Miles. I then think it will be. I think it will be Zubamendi, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Gyokeres, Eze. That's what I think Arteta will do.
Yeah.
Odegaard and Eze on the same pitch, but Eze on the left.
Yeah, you can see, Champions League is Champions League, isn't it? You can't take it lightly. Players have ambitions to play in this competition. They want to play in these games.
If I could share a bit on what I was thinking on why he would do that as well, I think very much of if you get it right against Olympiacos, I think we could be 3-4-0 up.
Yeah.
And I think it will be a case of get your Sakas, get your Zubamendis, your Rice, get them off, and then
Norgard
get in
on.
your Norgards on. Yeah. So the starters finishes.
Now where
thing,
it is, yeah.
So
it's
Ben White,
a perfect game for that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think a Ben White, a Saka, you're looking to build them up through starts.
60 minutes, 30 minutes off. Yeah.
There's other players like Lewis Skelly that have kind of been consistently finishing at the minute. So so I think that's
maybe Calafiori comes on, or even Nkapie comes on for 20 if he's
fit. Yeah,
so
that's what I think he'll do. What about you?
Same. I think that sounds. You've talked me into it. I think that's well. We kind of know what Arteta is, don't we? So he's not. And it does make sense that you're preserving your minutes. You don't want to be only 1-0 up. There are no mugs, but you don't want to be pushing for it still with 10 minutes to go. You kind of, if you can, is have a little bit of a comfortable game, nice home game, not too weather bad in London or whatever, and just enjoy it rather than it getting all fraught and having to keep the big boys on for 90. We don't want that.
Yep.
Prediction.
Go for it. 4-0. 4-0 to the Arsenal. What was our first game back in the Champions League? Was it PSV at home?
Yeah.
And that was 4-0, no?
Yeah. I would just say we got predictions right Sunday.
You did. I did.
Would
you remember all your predictions so far for the season? I can go back and retrospectively.
Not so far. No, I wouldn't. I need the last two because I got them right. I don't remember anything got wrong, mate. So no, I think we've been off with one goal. We said 2-1. No, I think you said none of us said 5-0 Leeds.
No,
I think we fours, threes or fours. Forest, I think we probably said 2s and 3s. But yeah, I'll go 3-0.
How boring. How boring.
Boring Arsenal.
All right. Well, we got one question before we get out of here, actually. It's from Charles. And Charles, I haven't recognized your name before. So if you're new, welcome. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know what you've thought. It'd be good to have you regularly around. He says 13 points from the first 6 games. Are you happy? And is it something you expected? 1 loss, 1 draw expected. What do you think?
I'm extremely happy. I think that's why that result, we didn't want to admit to ourselves, or maybe we did, that it was a must-win game against Newcastle. But it really was a must-win. Not in the schemes of titles, obviously that is, but it's more in the momentum more in that 6-game block. That if you'd offered me that at the start of the season with all the hiccups, I'm not going there with excuses, but all of the hiccups and the things that we're working through, and you'd offer me 13 points after that, I'd have ripped your hand off. With those sequence of games, with the way that they fell, the way of the timing it was, particularly for our integration, and yes, other teams have also had to integrate players, but I just think for us, I'm really, really confident that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to see us absolutely firing and buzzing and emptying stadiums and smashing people 3 or 4s. I've got no doubts about that.
Me too.
And I would have just loved to have played those big title contenders and opponents in that period rather than United away, first game of the season. Yes, United are shit, but they were still very optimistic on that first game.
I don't know. While I agree, it would be great to play them when we're firing. I'm happy.
Oh, I'm glad.
6 games in. Old Trafford,
I'm glad.
Anfield, tick done. St James's Park, tick done. City at home. I yeah, gone.
Yeah, I just think we would have performed better in those games if our level of performance and maybe our level of going for it may have been a little bit more.
Yeah, from Man United and Newcastle, we've got 6 points. I think.
Yeah, I'm extremely happy with that. Charles, are you happy? What was your expectations? Would you have taken? I mean, I think we would have been nice to have the 14 with a draw at Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But that's. I think
again, it makes me laugh, right? Like with Liverpool and their performances, I know they've won 5, lost 1, but prior to the loss, it was like, oh, imagine when they click and stuff. And it's like, same for us. We're also bedding in Zubamendi. We're also bringing in a brand new striker. Like there's a new spine there. We've got an Eze that we're trying to figure out where he can fit in with everyone. Like there's new combinations for us as well. And I just think with our schedule to be, and this weekend was huge in terms of the swing, right? We could have been 8 points behind and we're now 2. And I think this felt like
9. Was it 9? Could have been 9 with the point that we picked up against City last week. That's how huge that point.
But like, this really was. I don't want to jinx anything, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not someone that believes in jinxes. Like I really feel like this was a pendulum swinging weekend, and Liverpool's run coming up, they will drop points.
Yeah,
and I think as long as we keep our shit together, we could go and absolutely blitz some teams and really arrive at Christmas in a healthy way. Get your Madueke back, get your Havertz back, rotate and manage the load of players smartly, put the points on the board, and arrive to attack 2026 aggressively.
Bang on, mate. I think that's why it was so important last year. I don't think we'd done it once last year where we had the opportunity to pounce on a slip up, on a rare slip up from Liverpool. And I don't think we've done it once. We shit the bed every single time. And that first weekend where that opportunity presents itself and we've grasped it with both hands, in that mentality and in that fashion, the fact that you are 1-0 down on the 8th, 3rd, 4th minute and you still end in one of the horrendous places where we go and we managed to pull it out there, I just think is massive. And you would have had those Liverpool players would have all been at home tucking into their roast dinners. I hope they fucking choked on their spuds because when that Merino goal went in, because that would have been, they're all there ruining roast dinners up and down the country. We did, mate, on Sunday. So it's fucking beautiful.
Lots of failed hate watches. We will leave it there. Charles has said he's pretty confident, thinks there can be a big scoreline again. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Ladies and gents, thanks for joining. This was one of my favourites to do. Beating Newcastle 2-1 away from home, 1-0 down in the 80-something minute to go and win it with the last kick head of the day from a set piece. And
ole.
Yeah, just just hook it. Just absolutely hook it. Fingers crossed we keep the momentum up. Big win needed against Olympiacos. Just keep building momentum in that competition. And hopefully we go to West Ham, host West Ham. And again, just straight
We
business.
owe them. We owe them.
We do. Well, we'll leave it there. Anything more from you, Uncle Mike?
All good, mate. All good. Let's
Nice one.
enjoy tomorrow night, and we'll speak at the end of the week, I think.
Bang on the hour. Like you said, we'll hopefully be back later in the week to review the game and preview West Ham. We'll keep you all posted. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss when we go live. Fingers crossed that we're both correct. 3-0 or 4-0 on Wednesday night will be very good. Up the Arsenal.
Come on, you Gunners.